was really thrilling. So we feel like we're finally able to play some of this new music, and it's really exciting. And hopefully I can hit these notes. We'll see. Let's do it. Hey mama, would you pay my rent? Would you let me crash in your basement? 'Cause any one of us could make it big or could end up dead on the pavement. And if I was to die, if the plane went down and you survived, you ever wonder what your parents meant when they told you grandma's in heaven? 'Cause I don't feel it like I did back then.
Every Friday, 400 or 500 of our closest friends show up to share music with us.
It starts around 10 a.m. So you see that team, who are mostly volunteers, that are assisting us. And then you see the venue getting ready and the bands come loading in.
Bands come and they get on stage and they initially make a joke about how it's like dawn to them because they're used to, starting their days in the afternoon. And then they're like, oh, don't any of you people have jobs?
I love the energy. Every single Friday, I mean, it's a pretty big perk to be able to leave my desk and in about 100 feet be at a concert. And it changes the energy in the room, in the building. People are usually really excited. I say this as somebody whose job it is to raise money and ask people to make donations all the time. It is really fun to give stuff away for free to the people who care about XPN, the people who are members of XPN.
Pretend to care. I'll never see my mom's guitar again. I don't know what's wrong with me. I killed the move so naturally. The guests begin to make me feel alone. The party has been done for hours. I'm laying on the bathroom top, spilling all my guts below.
One of the things we want to do is make sure we make good new music accessible to the community and at low or no cost if possible.
It was an idea that Dan started at his radio station in Louisville, Kentucky. And, and they did theirs in their studio, in their recording studio, which was a very small setting. I think maybe it held 50 people, 60 people. But, we have a big venue here, right? Big room downstairs. And we're like, we can get 500 people in this room every week. We're going to do a free concert. So that's how it started. And that's how it's continued.
I had a good feeling about it, I did. I wouldn't have come out and, because I was relatively new at that point here. And it was a pretty audacious idea, so. But I figured it would work. And I was, I'm not always right, but I think I was right about this one.
I can think of a handful of great Free at Noons where the energy was just incredible. Willie Nelson did a Free at Noon. The Counting Crows did a Free at Noon. The band Hall & Oates from Philadelphia did a Free at Noon.
Willie Nelson, Brandon Carlisle, and Nora Jones. They all played a few songs separate and they all played some songs together and stuff.
Certainly one of the most memorable things was that Adele did Free at Noon twice. And what's interesting is, and I don't think even people who were there realize it, when she was about to do the album 19 and she was just starting out, this was, her being introduced to American audiences, and it was, she was a new artist and not everybody knew who she was, and it was a phenomenal show. And then a couple of years later when she did her album 21, they let us know that she wanted to come back even though she'd become a superstar at this point. And my understanding is that it was because she was superstitious and that she wanted to do everything the exact same way that she did for 19, so that she wouldn't screw up, the successful track that she was on. And the tickets were a lot harder to come by the second time around.
Was a really fun one, partly because there was a baby in the audience, and at one point And we're also recording and broadcasting live on the air during Free at Noon. And at one point, Sharon took a break, and the baby who was up on the mezzanine just kind of let out a little baby shriek. And Sharon Van Etten was like, "This is great, babies, coffee,"
The Lumineers is definitely a great example of a band that we definitely cherish. I was talking to someone the other day. I'm like, those are our babies. We raise them because, you may be aware of our festival that we do, the 3-Day Festival. So one year the Lumineers came and played, and they were the first band on the smallest stage. The next year they came back and were the closer, the biggest band on the biggest stage, and that's just in 1 year.
Super Bowl parade that fell on Valentine's Day, that fell on the Free at Noon, and was the Lumineers celebrating the 20th anniversary. Timing just was amazing because right after the show, everybody could go walk over to the art museum to go see the Eagles over there giving their commentary and speeches. So that, hands down, was the most memorable for me.
And one more time.